Right, hopefully this will switch over scenes for us. So I'm just going to get into the game straight away here and then we can begin. Hello Plum, hello Livid, hello Hyde. We are going to try some live streaming on YouTube. Hopefully everything is sounding and looking okay so far. And we are in. Sounds good. That's good. Well, hopefully things will go well. This is the very first live stream on YouTube. And yeah, we'll just go with it. We'll see how we go with this. So we are going to do a tour of our Heaven and Hell MineColonies colonies today. So it's going to be nice and chill. And I'm just going to go through what we've got in both the colonies here. We'll start off with Heaven, which we are coming down into the main plaza of Heaven. This is pretty much where I've set up camp, and this is a lot of the kind of garbage that I've made around here. I still need to get around to putting my rabbits somewhere. At the moment in time, they're just escaping and then committing suicide whenever I get too close to them. But this is the main plaza. It will be dramatically changed in the near coming future because we're going to rip up a lot of this stuff that's here, and we're going to try our best to put down some more nicer stones and pavements around here as well, just to make it look a bit more like an actual plaza. This is more of a kind of passing place, I feel, where our citizens will come, mainly just to go over to the other districts. But at the moment it's just open grass, a mess. We'll fix it up at some point. Hello Emily. This is Ava, our very first citizen and our very first builder actually. I think she is up there making our, forget what that building's called, Enchanter, there we go. She's upgrading that to tier 4 at the moment. I think she's got a lot still going for it, yep. She's got an awful lot of items here. So we will keep an eye on that and we can fix up anything that's required for it whenever she comes back to her hut and requests anything. Across the way is our other builder. This is Elia. She does seem to be needing something at the moment, which I'll go over and quickly check. She's wanting prismarine walls. That's absolutely fine. I get the feeling I know why she's wanting that, because we need prismarine here. Okay, let me go up and sort that very quickly before we continue on, because otherwise she will not continue doing whatever build that she is supposed to be doing, which is a chicken herder hut. So she's out in the agricultural district and she's over there building at the moment. The area here is originally where I was going to put the town hall before we moved it up there, but there's a lot of nasties that kind of come out of here. Just ignore the vibrating people, it's just an interesting little glitch. But we've kind of marked them off, so no nasties should come out of it. We do have a scroll for every builder, so these are all the ones here for Heaven's builders. The ones above are for Hell's builders, but you won't be able to see anything on them until we go into that colony. But yeah, we do need a resource scroll for every builder, which does take up a lot of our toolbar. To be fair, if we could condense them into one overall resource scripture, or what we want to call them, it would be a lot easier. But until then, we do only have the 5. I'm seeing a lot of people teleporting around today. Well, when we're here then, I suppose I can show off our industry district. You can see that we do have a lot of... These are craft buildings around here, basically. Starting off with a stone... No, a smelter, actually. So the build here takes in all of the ores that our miner or we dig up and just smelts it down and gives us out quite a lot of ores from it. So this is good if you do have like blocks of iron, blocks of diamond. They'll take it in, smelt it down, and you'll get lots out of it. I have no idea why we have this. You can't actually interact with it. I think it's him. I've got no idea though. Beside, this is Harry's place. This is our carpenter. He deals with all of our wood and mixes everything there. Just a house beside it. And this is a delivery man's hut. I believe all of these are up at tier 4, which is really good actually. We've got one more tier to go and they'll be complete. Had far too much coffee. They've definitely been quite jittery. This is our tier 4 dyer's hut, which I really like. I don't know why these are floating, nor do I really care. I just quite like how this actually looks. Lots of colour inside of it. I didn't even realise it had an upstairs. Just for some storage. It's not too bad. These are just houses here, just for any of our citizens to go stay in. And around the corner from it, we have got the smithy, blacksmith. Might throw a potion at me. Yep. So this is our blacksmith. It's not them I need to go to. It is this building here. This is our stone mason build, tier 4 as well. I think whenever this becomes tier 5, this becomes quartz. So it goes from stone to quartz, I believe. So it's quite expensive. But at the moment, Elia is looking for prismarine walls, which we do have the recipe taught here. There it is. So that's simple enough. The issue is, because of these prismarine block items themselves. Hi, magic. Now, I have disabled these two recipes here. It takes in cobblestone and a prismarine shard to make a piece of prismarine. But I'm going to enable these at the moment because they'll need to go back to that. And there's a setting in here for recipe mode, which I now need to change to warehouse stock. And that might take that off of our request system, which I will maybe speak about that in our next episode here, because that setting alone that I've changed is very, very important actually. That's quite important. You've not missed much, we've just really gone live. What does it do? Oh, okay, I can speak about it briefly just now. So this recipe mode, this is unlocked through the university, and it's called Warehouse Master, I think. So you unlock Warehouse Master, and then most buildings will get up recipe mode here. By default, they will be set to priority, which means that whatever crafting recipe is top of the list here, they will always try to make that crafting recipe first. There's going to be a tutorial video out hopefully later this week, which will maybe explain a little bit more about it, but I'm going to use the carpenter here just as an example. So if I come to it and let me just teach this a few chest recipes. Right, so there's... you know what, we'll add a few of them in here, right? So, I think... Yeah, let's do that. So that's 3 of them that we've taught this. And you see the order that we have here. So we've got acacia planks at the top, we've got birch planks in the middle, and we've got warped planks at the bottom here. So what priority mode means is that whenever the carpenter comes to make a chest, they will always look to the first recipe in the list, which is acacia here, and they will request acacia planks to make it. But let's say that the warehouse only had 10 acacia planks in it, and it had 1000 spruce or birch planks, whatever was the other recipe there. It had more of another recipe type than the one it was trying to make. Your couriers would still need to source the acacia planks in order to make the chest, purely because the chest is first on the list. If I moved this down so that it's second in the queue, then the couriers would the carpenter would start to ask for birch planks because it's now top of the list. Again, regardless of how much material that you had of that inside the warehouse. But if you change this to warehouse stock, what that'll mean is it will ignore the order that the chests appeared, the crafting recipes appear here, and if you had more acacia planks in the warehouse, you had 1000 acacia planks in the warehouse, and only 10 birch planks, say, it would say, you've got more acacia planks in the warehouse, we will craft a chest using those. So that's a good one to unlock and put that there. Why haven't they made it, or I have no idea what that means. Explain what or means there. I'm gonna go to sleep just to stop any nasties coming to harass our people. Although the guards, we've got plenty of guards around, they will protect them. No, I believe it only would look at the resources that you have, not that they can craft to then make. So it would always just look for that recipe. I don't think it's clever enough to go, I need 8 acacia planks to make a chest, but if you give me so many acacia logs, I can turn those into planks to then turn it into that. I don't think it's that involved. I think it's just purely, if you've got the acacia planks, we'll use it. Otherwise, we will need to source it. Or dictionary. Is that a mod? I see that over there. He's gonna break some hearts. Maybe. You know the amount that I have learned from RL Craft whenever it comes to mobs. Hello February and hello Changeling as well. Yes, it would magic. I'm just going to continue the tour from the district here. I think that'll be easier. Not that there's too much more left to look at. We've obviously got the warehouse where all of our items are stored. Beside it, we've got our Fletcher's hut. And beside that, we've got our mechanic's hut. And this is Cyrus, our other builder, purely for the industry district here. Complaining about that he's got a long way to go to work and is looking for a banner. I wonder if that is a form of the mod then. Hell is going okay actually. We will visit Hell during our tour here as well. Hell is going okay. I'll just put it that way. You know, I started RL Craft more just as a meme, to be fair, but honestly, the more I'm playing it, the more I'm absolutely getting into it. I'm really enjoying RL Craft. This is our Crusher's Hut, which was important early stages of our colony because this takes in cobblestone and turns it into, I think it's sand. It can turn cobblestone into gravel, and gravel can then be turned into sand, and you can then turn sand into clay. So, you know, from one resource you can make, what's that, 2 or 3 more from it? It's not bad. Yes, it can turn sand right into clay. It's a shame that it doesn't have any more recipes to make bone meal here, but that's an extra anyway. So if we do have any spare cobblestone, this building takes it in and gives us out sand, which is really useful actually, especially whenever it comes to our glassblower's hut. That would turn all that into glass for us. And this is our stone smeltery build, which I never ever see anyone inside of it. I don't think this building is really used all that often. These are 2 new buildings that we've got here. This is a delivery man, which I think is tier 3. Yep, tier 3 at the moment, so it's going to be upgraded. This is a guards tower at tier 3, and I think this is what Cyrus is upgrading actually. We don't have a quarry in heaven. I haven't needed to put one yet. I was always tempted to put a quarry out in this area that we're stood in actually. But I don't need the space. There's nothing really underground that we need to dig up. And I don't really need the cobblestone now that the miner's back out, like properly mining. We could put a quarry out here if we did want, but I just don't know the use for it out here yet. No, I have changed the field of view, you're correct. This is a field of view of 90 now. I probably, for quick cobblestone, I would maybe choose the quarry over a mine to begin with. I think so. Especially because with the quarry you've got 2 different quarry types. You've got the larger one and you've got the smaller one. If you made a small one, you could get up quite a lot of cobblestone really quickly. So if you were kind of in a hurry to get a lot of cobblestone, easy enough. Easy enough with a small quarry. I'm glazing over the building there at the moment. Concrete mixer hut is just there. You can see as well my absolutely horrible pathing around the place that we have. I've tried to texture it as best as I could, but yeah. Stops the mobs spawning in. So there is that. Yes, I have met a few trumpet skeletons in RL Craft, and I do have at least 2 trumpets. Another thing with the miner is, I don't know if this was a change to the mod, I'm assuming so, So if you come right, well, if I go down to this one here will do. These mine shafts are really simple. You know, this is a 3x3 square that they've dug out. 4 oak fences, 3 oak planks. Easy peasy. And you can see it goes on for quite some time. But they have changed it so that the mines they're better looking, but they're more complicated. This is version 1.16. This floor here. We've made 85 nodes. Now, I think they look better, to be fair. They are wider, but it's the same, like, vertically. So it's 5 along, 3 up, versus 3 along, 3 up. I do think they look better. They do require a lot more than just planks, though. But they've got different timber frames to kind of give you a reference as to where every junction comes off. Which is not too bad. I think it looks really good. It's almost like you can follow a path. Whenever I did the miner tutorial, I think they used something like this as well. A style like this, and that was just a wooden style. So I think this is maybe now just a change from whenever I updated the mod. I'm not quite sure when they've done that, but this mine here in particular has certainly gone through different iterations. There's not too much more of the industry district that we've got left to look at. It's pretty simple. I think it's got most of the builds that we need to put in it now. I really can't think of too many more industry type builds that do need to go in it. The warehouse is fine, it's just full of a lot of garbage. I can show you how many eggs that we've got, because I know that's always exciting. Sort. Oh, well, there we are. 800. I swear at some point we had closer to 5,000. So we've done well with the egg front. We've at least got rid of all of that. It could be because this is a tier 4 miner. I'm genuinely not sure, and I will need to look into it. If I would start a new playthrough, I would see what the miner would make. But maybe you're right. Maybe as you upgrade the tier of the mine, then that maybe makes the miner makes different mine shafts. I couldn't tell you at this moment in time, actually. Just a guards tower, just some more houses, and the building across the way here. This is our nether miner, which I think may be working just now. That's not him, that's his doppelganger. He might be working. He's there. He probably went home. But he may have just came back and the couriers have already taken items away. Who knows? Let's go back to sleep again. I will be sure to look into the different styles of it. I'm not sure myself if they're all the same. But I haven't tried 1.18 yet. Watch this space. So you definitely don't have COVID, pal. That's good. I could do that, to be fair. That statue out there was made for Pablo. He was one of the first villagers that we had here, one of the first citizens, and he was our first miner as well. I could put it back down into a statue like that and make it into a pickaxe. That could look quite good actually. Right, what else have we got here? There's still not too much in the main plaza. This is Ava's house that we're beside. I need to deconstruct these builds at some point. The nether portal, I've got big plans for it. It's going to change drastically at some point. It will still keep the bad delivery system that we have on it, but that's going to change quite a bit. I've got some ideas for it. Thing is, I have killed a raider with eggs before. I have thrown eggs and killed a raider with them before. The area that we have here is our university. Not much to say about it. All of our research is happening here. I really like how this building looks. There's a lot of different rooms in it now. Just purely cosmetic. I don't really think they use them all that much. We've still got a lot of researches that we do need to do. A lot of researches. I don't actually think we've really looked into combat whatsoever. That will be coming up. No, we do need to look into combat at some point. I don't even have a barracks down in any colony. So, we've got a lot of technologies to do. Oh, that's new. Unlockables is new. I updated this the other day and haven't seen that yet. String mesh, maybe not. That's for the sifter. Ignore that. I'm getting excited over nothing. What water feature are you thinking about? I genuinely haven't had many big raids, and I think the big raids usually come from pirate raids. We usually just get barbarian raids purely because we are a fair distance away from the water. They could spawn from there, but I still don't think it's close enough to our colony for pirates. So we're lucky. Whenever I did our Nordic themed playthrough, we were inundated with pirate raids and they were lethal. They were absolutely horrible. So it's actually been really nice not to get too many raids. This is our agricultural district here. This is going to be the next big project that we look into and see if we can upgrade it. Guard towers, housing around the place. Down the way, we've got our sugarcane farm. We've got lots of sugarcane in there for paper whenever we need it. Thank you, bounce. Farm as well, which is tier 4 and should have 4 crops in it for us. Yes, we've got 4 crops. I have still no idea why we do not plant inside this. I don't know why we've taken over and destroyed everything that we've built. I'm just going with it. Hello, General. You can get more citizens. I think if you mean population, you can only get more citizens after you get more researches unlocked. I don't think that's changed by upgrading the town hall. What else do we have? Another guards tower, house and delivery man. That's all we have here. Oh, building space. Yes. If you upgrade your town hall, you will expand out your colony's boundary. You'll just push it back. The higher tier your town hall, the more space you've got to build. I prefer placing down 1 million guard towers to push that out, purely because it Well, you need guards anyway. I think they're cheap enough to make a guards tower, a lot cheaper than making the town hall upgrades, certainly, and you can place down 1,000,000 of those, and it pushes the boundary out really nice. We had a server just between a few of us actually, and it's exactly what you're saying. It was nice to see a few of us having different styles of builds. I actually think I had an Asian style then. With it, we're talking early days of MineColonies though, so I'm trying to think back of who had what. I know that Plum had a dark oak wood theme, but the problem is because it's dark oak, a lot of creepers kept spawning in and they would blow up her base. Everything she did, the creepers would spawn in and blow it up. So that wasn't great. I do believe they fixed that, but that wasn't great. I know that Hyde went for birch, and I think Livid went for true dwarven. There were a few of us actually, but it was really good. Then we tried to add the mod more biomes, or whatever that mod's called. I can't remember what that was, but it corrupted the playthrough and just killed it basically. Asian towers are more expensive. They are, to be fair, they are. There's a lot that goes into them. I know the thatched oak doesn't look the best, but it's really expensive with all the wheat that goes into it. I think they are planning on some form of trade system between colonies. Don't quote me on that. But I think I have read in their Discord stuff about that. What else do we have? Andy is our builder for our agricultural district. That's tremendous. She is still waiting on 4 composted dirt, which it is on the recipe list here. So I want to look into that because she's requested that for quite some time. I remember that, yeah, like the server that we had, for some reason, granite, diorite and andesite were so unbelievably stupidly rare, and I have no idea why. I have no idea why. And it took some amount of fixing to just get simple diorite. It was very odd. You quite like the medieval style then? You can decrease the farm areas? Let me check. That would be... I don't mind it, I just wish they wouldn't destroy everything. Let me check the scarecrow. So yeah, you can set it like that. Interesting. I didn't know that. See, I was learning myself. Are you speaking to an AI general? You'd make another boat murder? What's that? I have not got a colony flag up. That would require me being creative, which is definitely not a me thing. Okay, well, whilst we're here then, let's have a look. These ones, more farms, more housing. These are more the functional buildings, I would say, for our agricultural district. This is cows. Yep, cows in there. Cow hand. Cowboy, whatever they're called. Another house. Another guards tower. This is our shepherd in there. Dancing sheep. Lots of small sheep, actually. Lots of small sheep. And our composter. So I'm going to set her build to... I can't. I was going to do the warehouse stock there. Not quite sure why this is taking so long for us to get compost for these blocks. I don't know if she's sending them away too quick or not. I'll need to double check that. I will do. I admit the town hall of the medieval spruce, especially alternative styles, look really nice. The agricultural district is really needing a good facelift. It's getting there, but nowhere near as nice as our Civic district, of course. But we need to concentrate on this at some point. We've got a lot more to flesh out up here, certainly. Especially whenever we're trying to get round to our plantation. Which I like our plantation. I still question if it's really working well or not, but I do like our plantation. I could be doing with a lot more sugarcane because we've got a library up now and they're always asking for paper in. So it would be nice if she would do that a bit faster, but I think at the moment we're growing cacti and sugarcane. I think the bamboo are just decorative. And a guards tower that'll get upgraded at some point. With another guards tower here that will be deconstructed. It was just here to push out the boundary. So we'll get rid of that whenever we do this place up. This is our beekeeper's hut. Tier 3, going to get upgraded to tier 4. And apiary just behind, which I don't know if we have any bees inside of it anymore. Sounds like we might. They're growing honey anyway, so I'll not upset them. The entire thing got up in flames. Is Dwarf Fortress the small pixel game? That's really maybe not descriptive. I would say that the Asian Enchanter is by far the best looking one that we have out of all of them. I don't know why they chose the flower, but I'm glad they did. There is something about that build that is quite magical. You've got a few kind of underground styles for MineColonies. You've got Cave, which I'm not sure if that's a new one or not. You've got True Dwarven, and you've got Fortress. But I think Fortress is the one that all the builds join onto, which could be very interesting to look at. The gypsy tents in a medieval style. Askar. Very difficult with it. This is our chicken herder hut. This is the sole reason why we lost so much storage space within our warehouse. And I don't think there's any chickens in here at all. I think I've seen maybe one. I think there is a chicken in there somewhere. I don't want to upset it, in fact. Maybe we can give it a friend. Oops. Oh, we did actually. Did that give us multiple chicks? Okay. I'm gonna close this before we escape. Did I have multiple of them? Or was that just a weird coincidence? Right, the final parts of our agricultural district are just through the gate here. We do now have rails down. They do have the ability to use rails, so they can come to the other side. No issue at all. And as you can see, this area is really needing lit up. But this is where our foresters are, and they've got a house here as well. Someone's around there getting into a bit of bother. I think he's got it though, but just in case. Yep, we've got our 2 foresters here, and they've got their own houses. I believe this is all tier 4, so not really too much to do here. Creeper shouldn't be an issue, it should just be a party creeper. Yep, same as his friend. Is that a twin egg? Excuse me. I think that was, yeah, I think we did get a spawn of quite a few of them there. Right, I'm gonna leave here and go back to sleep, otherwise people are going to die. The RuneScape one would have been interesting, if it's just way too complicated, I feel. I remember you saying, Magic, that it attaches, the library attaches to the university. I quite like that as a theme, actually. I've seen on MineColonies Discord, not looked into it much, but there is a style called Hive, which seems to be honeycomb shaped, and every building interconnects like a honeycomb. I don't know if that is a 1.18 style or... I've never seen it apart from just mentions of it. The only other thing that I didn't show over in our agricultural district was the subway that we have, which, truth be told, is a lot more difficult to put in than I thought it would be, to be fair. I can go down and look at it. I don't have a minecart to go onto it. But they can easily get around the place in here, and they can use their own minecarts, clearly. Yeah, at least some of them are. So this is the plan, to have a system like this all throughout the colony, so that they've got an easy access around to everywhere. It just takes a while to dig out and put them in, but they do use them, which is good. Dark oak is a pain. I think jungle's the same, isn't it? Jungle is kind of like dark oak, where it's built up and connects together. Jungle builds are outrageously big, aren't they? Oh god, General, one of us. I think that's what the Hive build is more like, where you can still choose where a building goes, but I'm sure Fortress must go like a specific way. Okay, I've saved the best to last. This is of course the Civic district that we're going over to. I am insanely proud of how this area now looks. It has taken... I don't know how long this has taken. Several hours to do. This has been... I think I did a video fairly recently of upgrading the Civic district, which I think that alone was about 3 or 4 days of recording for it. You follow chunk borders for the fortress ones. I think it's a very interesting style. I do really like the idea of a building style that you can't go wrong with. You know, you've got, it's like building with Lego. You know how things connect. I do know Steve, oh yes. The Hive one definitely interests me like that as well, because of it. Right, this is the main promenade going in towards the Civic District. This was the very first bit that we built. We will eventually get a subway system over here too, connecting to the main plaza and then everywhere else. We've got our hospital. This is our tavern, full of idiots. And we have our restaurant behind as well. Don't you think that the restaurants here, especially with the signage, they just look so awesome. Look at the detail in these buildings. I absolutely love this. You recruit him to Darkness Falls, he'll enjoy it. He'll enjoy it. He'll get his ass kicked a bit, but he'll enjoy it. All of the Asian style builds, they're just so nice. I really, really have fallen in love with it. This is our makeshift war motion. Just to save me, well, originally this area was to save me going out to the war motion and by placing it here. And then I built this up and went, I can't tear this down. So all I've done, this is just decoration. I'm still going to go back out to the war motion. I'm not going to rip this down. I'll spread it out eventually. It took a while to do, but I'll spread it out eventually. Our fishermen over there. There's a lot of really creative people who have made their own Asian style builds on Discord, which I think you can download their schematics and you can see what they've kind of built up and download them as well. So there might be some other styles, like I said, like Edo style houses as well that you might be able to build. So many creative people out there. I'm just not one of them. But although in saying that, this I am super proud of. And I really, really like how our Civic District now looks. I always wanted a tight feel around the place. You know, wherever you go within the Civic District, you're always surrounded by a building or some form of decoration. And I think we've managed it. I think no matter where you go within our Civic District, there's always something there to look at or something there for your citizens to be interacting with, some form of decoration. You know, I really like this area. You know, a lot of the houses are just cosmetic. They have no real form of use or function. These ones here, these small ones, you just simply come in and it's just a bed. Just a bed with some storage. And that's it. I suppose you could always ask your builder to build that down because there's no requirements. I think a tier 1 builder could make this so long as you gave them the resources required for it, the materials required, and you could make that as your starting base should you wish. Simple enough. And these bigger ones here as well. Not too much to them, just a bit more decoration. Just open up myself then. A couple of beds. And that's it. Simple. But they look really good. Could place lanterns in a way that they could spell out something. What would we be spelling out? I am holding off making my own player-owned house first because there is a player house decoration for the Asian style. Let me go somewhere and show you. Also, Magic, I know this is the water that you keep asking me to look at just across the way. I will fix it at some point, or I'll get the builders to fix it at some point. Let me get up high. And you can maybe just... Yep. We'll fix that at some point. The very first time I played Minecraft was on a creative server, and I have never ever had a good time whenever it comes to water. As I'm sure Hyde will admit to. Me and Minecraft water do not mix. So the fact that it only looks this bad is quite good for me. My house is just the starter camp, but I'll show you the playered house that we will make. I forget where they are. Player housing. Oh, in fact, we're on a nation style right here. We will be making this at some point. Though the reason I've not placed it down yet is because it will go into our main plaza. But as you can see, these buildings are very, very, very big. But this is a nation style here. I'll raise it up so that we can get a kind of idea of its footprint. There's the area I completed our chicken herder. So you can see that's, you know, that's a big, big build. You filled a ravine with water. This area here was not flooded originally. It was purely just a valley. I got a lot of ice to begin with and made a mess with water using ice. Then I found out that we could get our villagers to make water for us and got them to do this partially. That's the reason why it looks like that. And yes, this building does have an upgrade. Give me a second to bring it down to show you. So this is tier 1, tier 2, looking not too bad, and then tier 3. Look at that. Look at tier 3. What an amazing looking building that is. And this tower there, I believe, is what houses your enchanter inside of it as well. This is an incredible looking build, to be fair. So we will get them to make us that at some point. If I was to look on the map, I'm guessing about here. We'll see. We'll see depending on how the main plaza starts to shape up. There's another style as well that we will put into Hell. It's not Bayou. It might be the Blackstone Keep. This is an interesting build here. So this is player-owned housing for using Blackstone. And you can see it tier 2, not too bad. Tier 3, that's just crazy. Look at that. That's crazy. You know, I don't think these are the fancy keeps as well. I think this is the lighter version of that one there, which still looks really good, to be fair. Yeah, the footprint of these builds are crazy big. The amount of space you need is ridiculous. What else have we got? Jungle. I think jungle only has one type of player-owned housing there, but this is the style where you need to climb up the tree, stuff like that as well. Windy Hill. You know, there's a few, but I think we'll be doing the Blackstone Keep and the Asian style house as well at some point. And our colony is quite spread out. It's got a good little footprint of its own here. To be fair, this is just the Civic district that we're stood in. Whenever we complete our tier 4 upgrades, we will be looking into the Ender Dragon in tier 5. I know it's night, there will be some mobs around, but I'll show off the rest of our Civic district here, and then we will get into the nether. And we can see all the amounts of deaths that we will get. It's not too bad. A lot of the housing around here is purely just cosmetic, some functional builds. This is a delivery man's hut. That is another hospital, a guards tower. Don't you think this gate there is ridiculous? The amount of detail in this as well. This is why I love this build so much. The amount of detail that they put into these things is absolutely crazy. I think I think Heaven might have 100 citizens. I can head to the town hall and check after. This is just I kind of did this quick, a little marketplace. I was tempted to go, quite near us, I've got another small village. This is where I get all my enchants from. And I was tempted to go steal a villager from there and stick him inside there forever, you know, just have a slave. Maybe have her enchants over here a bit closer. But that's all that is. That's just a small little decoration. Another street. Pretty sure these are just decorative housing and actual housing. And this is a bakery for us. This is kind of first thing that you see as you come down the street. And behind, a guards tower. Some more decorations. I really like the cherry blossom trees that we have everywhere. Another restaurant. And another house. And then we've got a bridge with another way onto the wall. I can't remember whose comment it was, but someone said those medallions would be better sunken into the wall, and I agree. I think I've definitely done those wrong, but it is what it is. Could we not? Yeah, that's always the issue that I've got as well. I like those ones that are really close and cramped together. With it, anytime that I try do it, it just doesn't work in my head, you know. I like the big roads. I like a lot of open space at times as well. But I do get the intimacy of having buildings so close together as well. I think that does work. You see that a lot in the RLcraft villages actually. We just have a fisherman's hut down the bottom there. Nothing too exciting. Yeah. Like the Civic the Civic roads that we have here, they're quite wide, I would say. You know, these roads are definitely quite wide and are going to be good to put in a subway system into them. Versus the roads over here, I would say are a lot more compact. So the buildings over in the agricultural district almost seem a lot closer together than anything here. And I don't know if there's almost a kind of wealth type thing there as well. You know, like this is the kind of richer part of the colony, and over there maybe not poorer, that's maybe not the right wordage, but you get that kind of idea, almost like a kind of class system with it. Then you come to the industrial area, and I would imagine, you know, they're pulling around carts and lots of resources, so you need to have big wide roads to have items brought along there. So we've got big wide roads for that. And all your idiots and escaping in it. None of us have really had that much luck whenever it comes to Minecraft in total, have we? Right, I think this is the last building of our Civic district that we need to have a look at, which this is our mystical pagoda, and this is our mystical site in it, which should be tier 4. It is. It's not too bad. This does nothing. Your citizens can come here just to have a little look at it, but all it does is just increase their happiness a bit. There's really not too much more need for it. Our florist, and this is Luella's building hut there. Basically, that's all it is. Just a lot of things just to make people happy around it. That'll do. Okay, I think that's this part of the Civic District done, so we can head through into another work in progress. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Graveyard Keeper. You're right. Oh, I do need to show that off. You're absolutely right, I did forget that. That was one of the first ones that we built around here as well, actually, was the graveyard. Which is here. I like the entrance to it. Probably could use a bit more lighting. Definitely a lot more lighting the way I see it here. Just put some torches down. But this is tier 4. I don't know if it really suits having the oak slabs there, or should I have this as grass? The real reason that I've got a lot of slabs down is obviously for mob prevention, which you've seen so far is doing its job. We really don't have too many mobs here. I like this area. You know, it is where the dead are stored, which I don't think Heaven has too many dead people. They won't be there, what I'm looking at. They'll be here. Who have we got? Monica, a courier. And Frank, an archer. Yeah, I think since we've got the graveyard, we've only had 2 deaths, which is really saying something. You should love it. You should. There's a lot of new stuff. Hello, my name of lanterns. I could get redstone blocks, redstone lamps and do that. Maybe whenever 1.19 comes out, there might be more use for it. I think this is just a normal YouTube playlist I'm listening to, truth be told. This is our bathhouse. This is another fantastic build. Again, maybe it's just the banners that make it, but you know, these are fantastic builds. I love them a lot. I really do. We'll go on this side. And I don't think the campfires quite work. You could see it like what has been tried, what I've tried to do here. I think soul sand maybe would have been better. I don't know. They are supposed to be hot springs, so. Hell does have a lot of bottom slabs now, which is one of the reasons why we have stopped so many of them spawning in, actually. Our library is a work in progress. This is only tier 2. This has got a long way to go. This is going to be a mighty impressive build once it's done as well, actually. The guards tower, and yep, that's all I've done up to there at the moment. Couldn't even be bothered finishing it, clearly. I think so. I just wanted the idea of it being hot, basically. But we've got a lot more to do in this area here. We will finish off the wall that we have to the side. We'll get some more pathing placed down. I need to put in a school and just some more decorations here, and that'll be done. That'll be done, and the gate to it as well. And I think it'll look okay. But I think that's heaven. I think that's heaven in a nutshell. It's looking not too bad. I think it's, personally, I have put a lot more time and effort into trying to get heaven to look good. And I think some of it, you know, the Civic District, I would put a big tick to it. The rest of it, still maybe needing a bit more TLC. but I think we're getting there with it. Once the buildings become tier 5, then we can maybe put a lot more time into decorations for it. I could try that then, I could dig it down a bit deeper. Right, let's get into the nuts and bolts of this then. Let's get into hell. How many deaths? How many deaths are we expecting here? I was going to show you how many people we had in heaven as well. I'm pretty sure we do have max population. I have no idea how many people we've got here. 62 people, which is okay. You're reckoning 5. Well, you can start counting. 5 is the benchmark to beat. I reckon it's going to be more than 5. Okay, so this is Hell's overall layout. This is the main plaza that we're in. I'm aware it's dark. That's just because we have some netherrack above us. But we've got our town hall and our 2 builders either side of it. Loosely reminiscent of heaven, the way its builders are kind of close to each other. Population might be 250. I think you can change it with configuration files. I'm not sure. There will be. We do have a lot of slabs on the bottom, but we still do get mobs spawning here too. That's why we've got some lights up, but it is inevitable. The fact that there's no mobs here so far though, they're doing a good job. Well, there's your first death. That's the swine herder done. And that's in the agricultural district, which we'll go to in a second. We used to have a huge wall here. I had all of this netherrack come down, and this used to be a huge wall separating these areas, but I got rid of it whenever we upgraded things. I think it works out okay. That's swine. What did I say? I like having different elevations. I think it works having different elevations as well. So that it's not all just completely flat. Plus, it was easier just to put them down that way as well. A lot of buildings here do need to be upgraded to tier 4. This is a tier 3 restaurant. Just some housing beside it as well. The houses look really good at tier 4, by the way. There'll be a few of them that we'll see. Guards towers. The liveryman hut, I think. What tier is this? This looks low. It's tier 3. Still so much work to be done. This is a forester, which does and doesn't work here. This was all planted before. You see that I've got acacia around the place. So sometimes they grow, sometimes they don't. A lot of space where trees used to be. We don't really need that type of material anymore. No, don't be seeing Prudence. I'm keeping away from her. Well, someone's finished off a delivery man there, actually. We've not really fixed the problem at all with mobs spawning. As you can see, they're still everywhere. Oh, Lumen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's Prudence just been killed. I'm not gonna get harassed anymore. How terrific. I think the warped ones look okay. The green... Maybe it's just because I've made things too green down here. Maybe that's the only reason why I don't see it as too nice. But maybe it's just all the green that causes it. This is our florist, which is okay. I think I've got the vampire down here draining at the moment. Yeah, she's stealing something. This is our enchanter, by the way, from our florist. We do not have a singular graveyard in hell. I think I've got about 5. I think we have 5 graveyards. They are here. I think I see 4, actually. I think they're all beyond full, but we do have some. Another prudence, there will be another one. Our guardsmen are... oh, they can't even bury. Poor prudence. Our guardsmen are between tier 3 and tier 4. Honestly, it's the main thing that hell is lacking, which I'm not really sure why I have done it. I think I've just kind of taken care of things myself. But we've really not looked too much into combat. Slabs have been good, and lighting has been okay to stop mobs spawning in to an extent. They still do spawn in, that's why we get the deaths. Nowhere near as much as we did near the beginning, don't get me wrong. But we really need to focus in with the combat at some point. We've got to do barracks, archery tower, and combat academy. We need those in as well. It was a grave mistake, it certainly was. That it was. That's just another street down there with some housing near a restaurant. This is our hospital, guards tower, the best building of them all, of course. This is our tavern, which is okay. I'm really liking it. It's got one more level, and that'll be at tier 3. This is our miner, which I was never expecting this building to ever work. So the fact that it has is definitely a bit miraculous. Although I had to spend a lot of time doing this, actually, trying to stop it. This was not fun. Heaven's going absolutely fine. Heaven's actually kicking ass whenever it's coming to both the colonies. Pretty much. It would be interesting if there was a warped and crimson blend. Crimson style would have worked perfectly here. But there is warped forest near us, but crimson is more prevalent here. But crimson would work really well. Music turns sad, that's because everyone's dying. We already have the nether miner in it. We already have the nether miner. Let me go show you it quickly. Heaven has a tier 4 nether miner. Hell has a tier 1 nether miner, which is here. So this is going to be a good build to help get blaze rods and ghast tiers, which will be fun. They'll be giving Vera here items to head back into it, so she'll bring us back goodies when she comes back out. I have not, we've had a few raids in Hell, but I have not yet seen a pirate one. I would love a pirate raid over in our aquarium. I would love that a lot. I don't think it's enough space for it, but usually it's barbarian raids that we get, and they are usually killed by the environment. I have yet to see a single raider in Hell, cause something usually kills them. Usually lava, usually just a mob. I've got another fun water trick actually. Right, you know what, let's go try this. There is something I want to try. I'll get back to the tour in a second. I'm not going to get distracted because you've said that. Right, what I need is a scan tool. Easy enough, right. let's get a scan tool. Okay. I'm getting irate about no SP. Terrible. Right, let me just scan a bit of water here if I can. Oh no, there's another builder dead. Hold on, what has that got us? I don't want cobblestone walls, that's the main issue. I'm just trying to get water. Oh, you know what? We'll take the walls, okay? Maybe just, well, hold on. I don't know if this is possible to do or not. No, that's just got that. Oops, come on, mouse. Okay, we've got something else. I'm just going to call it water 1. Right, let's go to the warehouse. We've got a new builder in already. We've now got Sage. I think a sword and a shield would work down here as a colony banner. What I need is, this is the warehouse of course. I need sponge. I do not have a sponge there. Give me a second though, because I do have sponges. Sorry, I should be doing a tour of this, and instead I'm getting distracted here by wanting to muck around. Story of my life. Right, case. Right, give me a second. Right, you're not to look at this part, okay? You've to ignore this part coming up. This doesn't exist. I'm not showing you anything at the moment. Take that. I didn't see anything. Where does our boundary come to? Just there, okay. There's another welder, completed another thing, which is nice. Right, you know what, why not? Let's do it here. So, I wonder if that'll be high enough. Maybe one more. Let's go with that, and I think that was Briggs. Briggs can come out and build this. What if we... where was that? There? What would happen if they build the water up there and it comes down onto the sponge? Well, let's grab this as well. Yes. And we'll put a piece of netherrack underneath this. Okay. What's Briggs doing? He's doing the guards tower at the moment. Let's go change that. I think gravity should still affect it. I'm not sure. We'll see in a second. This may be a complete waste of time. This is everything that I do. Water in the nether. Come on. Water in the nether. The first time I seen water in the nether, whenever we made our farms, how fantastic. That's sage. Yeah, expecting me to think is not a good starting place. You can do that in a second. Oh, do we have cobblestone? This is the annoying thing about that. Let me go check. Postbox here. You may have stuff already, but if not, let me grab some cobblestone. You don't have any cobblestone. You get 8 pieces. Right, give me a second. Hello, thank you. Right, you guys fire some cobblestone over. Thank you. That'll come eventually then. Let's go back through. They may have delivered that. Not yet. I'll go see if I can get some, unless we've got any in the chest. Nope. I'm pretty sure by the time that I do go get this, then they will have already... Oh, it's night time. I'll be back. This is a part of the videos that you don't see. The constant having to go back to bed. And then the constant people crying because people are dead. And there's no need to be crying. We should be used to it by now. I don't think it's dark enough to sleep. No. Okay, I'll grab my own cobblestone here. And we'll make some fences up. And then we'll get over there and they will look at this water magic, then we'll continue on with what this video is supposed to be about. $7,000 cobblestone, that'll absolutely do. Perfect, that's loads. That'll do hell for a little bit. This live stream will remain as a video afterwards. So in the future, if people want to see the type of nonsense that we got today, then they will be able to. You know, whenever I first thought about water in the desert, the Nether, I thought it would just evaporate. Kind of like, just in general, I genuinely did not think it would work at all. To my surprise, it does. To my happy surprise. Right, this is Briggs. Let's get him back. You can take that. Right, you take all of that. You don't need that. Okay. We good, son? Yep, 6 there, free. Right, let's go build. Come on. Come build. Where are you going? That's everyone complaining that they didn't get to bed in time. Oh, he might not... Because he'll be grieving. Oh, let's see. Well, he's building right now. His magic powers, he's already begun building. No, I don't have too many items come over, so the stash shouldn't get too full. They should be picking it up pretty much straight away because it's got more priority. But there's not massive storage in the stash, so it can become full. But then again, it will just sit in the hoppers until then.
Yep, look, magic. He's already built one bit of it. It was nowhere near. It was nowhere near. Okay, let's wait. I want to see what's going to happen. While we make a statue for Prudence, just a giant potion bottle. Thing is, the builder will probably construct this before he even gets anywhere near it, and I've most likely not put that sponge right. Here he comes. Right, Briggs, do your magic, and water will be next. Yep, come on then. I haven't put that right. But let's see. Oh no, no. Oh. Well then. So if I actually set this right, let's stick this up. Keep pressing shift. Hey. Well, that's absolutely pointless. Okay, well, I'm really, really happy I've done that. No, we're not crushed anything. I might just leave that. Maybe I could update the model of it, and we could put glass around it so it's a bit better, but yeah, this is what I do with my time. Nice. Let's continue on with the tour here. We're in the industry district, so let's just pick it up from here, I think. Fire them in. Does that, like, would that have any form of purpose at all? I don't know if it would or not. I don't know if that has any form of function whatsoever. Just past the miner, another guards tower, and this is our graveyard district. This is something that Heaven doesn't have, purely because it doesn't need it. You gonna leave me be? No. Game's not happy at the moment for some reason. Get a little bit of FPS issues. Anyway, these are all absolutely full. It's a real shame that they can't resurrect them afterwards. They can only have a chance to resurrect them whenever they die, but not afterwards. Probably the water, I would not question that whatsoever. We've got some rails in Heaven, no rails at all in Hell. Probably won't put any rails down here. Our citizens, they usually die before they would even use rails, so, you know. But yeah, this is it. This is our graveyard district. There's nothing too exciting here. Just a couple of graveyards. If we really wanted to, we could put in even more of them. There's the nether miner just being killed. That's a real shame. But we could put more of them just along the way here. We've got some space. She's just died up there. We may need to fix that up at some point, or not. And that's our graveyard district. This I love. I did this quite early on into the series. This is a glass bridge overlooking this. I would like to utilise this a bit more. I quite like the thought of them running over this every day thinking, is this going to break? Am I going to fall down into that? And I always want that fear. I want them to know what they're being left with. They've got a small chance of resurrecting people, so it is a form of necromancy, certainly. This is our warehouse, which we've been in. That's a delivery man's hut. And just upstairs, there's a new child born in, one out, one in. And that takes you up to the upper half of our industry district. Further down here, some more housing. This is our sawmill operator. He's usually quite busy. Stone mason build here, which seems to be in the process of being upgraded to tier 4, which is nice. Mechanics hut. And another house, and this is our stone. No, sorry, this is just a normal smeltery. I think this is just a way down towards the graveyard district. Yeah. Yes. What the hell has happened here? Okay. Not quite sure why they've dug up my slabs, but okay. And this takes you up into the upper half of our industry district. This is our blacksmith, which has just been upgraded to tier 4. Really nice looking building actually. Crusher hut beside it. This is a tier 4 house. So I like the roofs now that it comes into it. Nice downstairs, lots of concrete. We do not sleep in the beds, but this does have some stairs. It takes you upstairs. I think we have a little balcony here that they can come out to and admire the view. A nice view of zombified piglins. Then just another bedroom in here. This mod SP. What else do we have? This is our stone smeltery. I have no idea which tier this is. Tier 2. This building really needs a lot of work in it. It's a prison for our iron golems more than anything else. That could be problematic. Builder's hut, then our glassblower's hut. This is going to look really interesting whenever it's complete, because this pickaxe is going to get even bigger here. With the animals, I think, at least early on into the playthrough with the animals, I think they did, some of them escaped of course, but I think whenever some of these citizens that were looking after them died, there was maybe some weird coding thing there where they just kept overbreeding them every time we got a new citizen in to look after them. But at some point, our agricultural district just exploded. The animals went everywhere. I think the ghast will leave me be if I don't react. We've set it so that it doesn't explode things around the place. It's okay. I kid you not. Once you are used to the nonsense of RL craft, this is so simple. Mobs are nothing here. I promise you that much. This is a tier 4 delivery man that we have. This is a crusher's hut, and don't you think this looks neat? Sorry, concrete mixer's hut. Apologies. This is a concrete mixer's hut. I think this is tier 3, upgrading to tier 4. But that's a nice little water feature that they have. Unusual for a tier 3 building to require like war motion items. Usually that's a tier 4 thing, but I think it looks nice, actually. Just a house. Beside it, these are my own design. I have made these up, made a schematic of those so I can place them down. They are the equivalent of Heaven's lanterns, I think they're just called. This is a new area through here that is being constructed. This is a house. This is a building that I'm not going to mention. And that's portal that I'm not going to mention. I don't think I would like the warden to spawn anywhere near our colonies, truth be told. That could be a very interesting thing though, for future updates to the mod. What else do we have here? This is our dyer's hut. I believe tier 3 at the moment. Yep, tier 3 dyer's hut. It's getting there. Those are really busy buildings. A lot happens on them. No, heaven doesn't actually. We really don't get that much problem in heaven that we need too much protection. I think hell has definitely got a lot more guards than heaven does, as well as golems. But heaven is really, really peaceful whenever it comes to mobs. And I'm not sure if it's just because I've lit it up better or have been better with warped slabs on the bottom, but you rarely get any issue at all in heaven. We've got some more housing here. Eventually there'll just be even more of it along this area. We may expand above and put some more housing there. But this is us coming to the edge of Hell's industry district, and this is us moving into educational district, I suppose. This is the builder's hut. We have Haley in here who would like some rotten flesh. She is waiting in on some bookshelves at the moment. You can always tell by what they're holding, what they're wanting. A tier 4 guards tower right beside it. This is our tier 4 university in Hell, and I don't think I've ever shown this off in a video before, but there's a sign there for botany that we come downstairs. Look at this for decoration. So this is, I'm not sure what you would call this, but this is the equivalent of the overworld imagined down here for them to come down and look at and like to study. This is the warm ocean. This is to do with water there. So a lot of kind of prismarine things at the back. Coral items. And I can only assume maybe this will be for end materials. Because this is a tier 4 building and only has tier 5 to go. So I would imagine that's where end items would go into. Looks an interesting little place, this, doesn't it? Need a grass block in that one terrarium just to spread out. I agree, actually. There's only two? There's only two what? No, that's what Magic is saying that we should have. We should have custom banners. It is something that I should look into, having a custom banner. I'm just not very creative whenever it comes to that. I don't know if this counts as Hell's custom banner. This weird mushroom hybrid thing. But that's the only thing that I've seen around Hell. The other ones for Heaven are usually quite random, Asian themed. Jose's done a citizen hut for us. These are some more houses, a guards tower, and this is our library eventually, whenever someone picks up the build order for it. It has been set for construction, but no one's got around to it yet. That's right, Magic. I'm absolutely happy if you do that. Oh, this is another farmer dead. How many people have died now? I've not been keeping track. This is our enchanter's hut. Tier 3. It must be. It is what it is. I'm still not entirely sure what the enchanters do. I'm going to need to look into them a bit more, I think. 4 deaths. Not too bad. 4 deaths and I've been in here this long. I don't like spending time in hell purely because of that. I can have the colony loaded and me still having them build whilst I'm not here. So a lot of the times whenever I'm recording, I'll set them up with a build, I'll give them all of the items that they require for the build, or at least ensure that someone knows how to get them those items. Then I'll go back to heaven and just chill. They'll still get on down here without being killed by a mob. Another tier 4 deliveryman hut. And this is my nice little teleport that I can get back to the main plaza nice and easy with some stairs heading down to our forester if I wished. So the last bit that we've really then got to look at within Hell, seeing as it's not as big or as complicated as Heaven, is its agricultural district. This is a farm. The agricultural district was originally going to span out this way, and then I had the marvellous idea once I discovered that we could make water to cover this whole area here in obsidian and build on top of it. Definitely do not regret that decision every day that I play this now. But this is a tier 4 house here. Farm, sorry. Tier 3 house beside it. Not much more happens here. I've closed it off. I'm guessing all of our animals have tried to escape this way as well. That's up to them. We do not have any barracks yet. Combat is something that we are sorely missing. We will need to look into our combat at some point. To be fair, Hoglins tend to leave our people alone. They more attack me. Zombified piglins, they're an issue. And just a guards tower up here. Also the fences, you know, a simple fence. That's all you need. These guys really cannot do too much harm unless you're right up at it. That's all you need. Normal fence. I'm in hell, I am indeed. You've missed our amazing water feature, General. I'm just going to leave that. And then just one random video, I'll be like, yeah, that's there now, what are we doing with it? So this is the main agricultural district. Someone's died, that's nice. This is where most of the builds are that grow crops or have our animals and all that here. Our plantation is at tier 4. They are growing sugarcane and cacti, similar to Heaven. Beekeeper's hut is beside it. I think this is only tier 2. Yep. So this has still got another couple of tiers to go for it. Problem is, I don't think we have any bees. They do have lots of flowers if they did wish, and we do have some beehives for them, but I might need to bring in a few more bees and other farmers that I definitely didn't mess up. We do have an apiary here. Pigs shouldn't be an apiary. That'll probably be why, to be fair, because these guys are coming in. Although there are honey there, so maybe we do have bees. I wasn't sure if dirt and grass burned up. That's the only reason why I wanted to have an under layer of that first of all, but I have since learned that it doesn't. Too late for this anyway, but you know. I reckon so, or like they've all flew up into the sky there and have been killed. You had a good dinner there, Emily. This is our shepherd's hut, which you can see is definitely looking after just sheep. Just sheep alone. I think even more animals have gone inside there. Chicken herder hut. And cowboy there. Another tier 4 guard. Up the hill here, I think the colony ends. I don't really want to expand too much more out this way. Nope, we've got a fence in for it. With some more player-owned, or sorry, citizen-owned housing down the bottom there for them to use. And along the end here, another house. This is our composter, another house, and our final builder. I think this is Jose. Yes, and Jose does not have anything to do at the moment, so he may just stay in his house until I assign him something to do. I think he's pretty much upgraded a lot of the houses around here to tier 4 at least, so he probably does deserve a break. A delivery man's hut? Oh no, he's got this to do. Why is he not upgrading this? Hold on, let's get him to upgrade this. This is a guard's house. He needs to upgrade that. This is our quarry. Sorry, this is not a quarry. This is our aquarium. Let me get that straight. This is our aquarium, which does have some fish in it. Those were a real pain to bring over, but we've got some fish in it. Most of them have died by coming out here and falling onto the sides. So really glad that I wasted so much time doing that. But we have some coral items, and yes, this was more of a pointless thing to do, but I like water in the nether. That's fine, Plum. And we have fixed it up. Building this straight over lava was one of the most stupid ideas I think I've ever had, but you know. Beside it is our fisher's hut, and just across the way there is some more stairs that take you up towards the nether miner and the miner building itself. And I think that's hell. I think that's all of hell. Definitely not a big of a footprint as heaven has, certainly, but we've built in hell. We've built in the nether. We've done not too bad down here, I think. So, to that fact about the delivery huts, there is going to be a tutorial out for couriers and the warehouse later this week. I'm in the process of editing that now, so I can explain it more in that video. But you are correct whenever it comes to the courier huts. They are almost pointless. What they are really just used for is to hire the courier. That's it. And you know, whenever they do not use this hut, they do have storage in it, but they won't ever use the storage unless you put something in it. All you do is you just come in, you hire and or fire a courier, or you come in and you can recall a worker and upgrade the building as well. That's it. You're absolutely right that they mainly use the warehouse, but the tutorial goes a bit more in depth about that, so I'll not say too much more about it. You can watch that video whenever it comes out. But that's you're correct whenever you do say that the delivery man huts are almost a bit pointless. Yeah, absolutely. If they were big builds, that would be a bit more miffed, but they are very compact, and you can put them wherever you want. It really doesn't matter where you put them. They could be right beside your warehouse or anywhere you want. They always will go to your warehouse with it. It doesn't matter where they go at all. Okay guys, is there anywhere that you would like me to show off or explain anything more about Heaven and Hell? I'm actually going to go back to bed at the moment. I can do that. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much Heaven and Hell in a nutshell. Let's get to bed. And I think we had 4 deaths there, so we're close. We're close. I like the idea of having districts. Truth be told, that's more of an idea that I kind of got from the hermits. Whenever they do hermitcraft, they always usually have their own kind of districts, but it works. We've got our agricultural district, which is for all farming and food related items. We've got an industry district that makes all of the kind of crafted things, keep all of that together, and Civic just for public buildings and anything else that they need over there, and I think it works. I'm not sure if I could think of any other type of district to put in. The main plaza is and isn't a district, it's just going to be the place that connects them all up. We'll explore that at some point as well. We'll see if we can beautify it at some point. You could. I don't know how they're called, the delivery men, but if that was the case, I would agree that they could be hired from the warehouse, certainly. To an extent, because it is on the basis of you only having one warehouse. If you change config files, you can have multiple warehouses. Then things get a bit more complicated if you want a specific courier to work at a specific warehouse. That's maybe the only thing. Whenever I was originally planning Heaven and Hell, I went through so many different world generations to find this specific place. Hell was an afterthought, but I wanted somewhere around some mountains with quite a lot of flat space, and most importantly, beside a warm ocean. That was the criteria for this area here, and things have just worked out really nicely. No, I actually get my kind of hermitcraft information from Hyde and Void. I listen to them for that sort of stuff. I've seen a couple of videos, but I don't actively keep up with them. I think both of our colonies, town halls, are tier 3. I think this is a tier 3 town hall that we have. Now we're asking a question. Is it? Heaven 3, I think it is. If this asks for any form of end material, then that will be tier 5. But so far I just see Prismarine, so I think this is a tier 3 building, which still needs to be upgraded to tier 4, and most likely Hell will be the same. I'll probably do both of them in one episode. I can show you the rail system, certainly. There's not too much of the rail system, but I can get a minecart and show you that. But this is Heaven's Town Hall at tier 3. This has still got 2 more tiers to go to it. How fantastic is that going to look once it's done? I always would like something like a compact thing. I like the idea of having small back streets and not everything being the same, but because just the way my head works, whenever I get a style or an idea in my head, it just ends up kind of looking something like this. It works for me, but I do get the kind of almost realism look of having buildings nice and close to each other as well. The thought of texturizing pathing around the place as well, I would never have done if only I wasn't pressured into it by Hyde, So my head doesn't really work that way creatively whenever it comes to these things. My base is that there. My base is the remnants of the supply camp. I don't yet have a major base. That's it there, which I have butchered for parts, and that's it. You're only able to upgrade the Builder's Hut if they have the Town Hall at the same level. It's because you need the Builder's Hut first before you can upgrade the Town Hall or even build the Town Hall. Push to better myself. Originally, I think it was maybe about 2 or 3 episodes, to be fair. The pathing here for the industry district was just all cobblestone, which was a bit of an eyesore. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think this is much better, but it's got some it's got some texture to it, maybe. Right, let's store some of this stuff, and then we can get a minecart out. Some eggs, and I can show you the rail system. The rail system is only in the agricultural district at the moment. Yes. And it's really not all that interesting, to be fair. The citizens do use it. If there is a map, oh yeah, let me go check the map. That'll be interesting. I don't know whenever we made the map, but the colony has certainly changed since then. Oh, gravel is a good idea, actually. That would need to be... Problem is, all of those are half-bottom slabs. I don't want to put in any full blocks, because it's also... Like, it's supposed to be textured, but it's also supposed to keep mobs out as well. So it's trying to balance that. Yeah, okay, let's mainly look at the Civic district there. I get the feeling that these buildings are maybe tier 2, because I don't see any yellow. And I'm sure it would show yellow if that was the case. Let me see. I mean, in comparison to now, it's a shame that I can't get them side by side. Yeah, it's look, it didn't even have the florist build. It didn't have the florist. It didn't have the graveyard. It's got all of this other stuff all the way around it now. Where the lava pool is, that's where the water used to come up to. That's where the wall comes up to, sorry. Essentially what I was doing whenever I was texturing was just pickaxe there, a couple of the other blocks, and just mine up, place down, mine up, scroll, place down type thing. I did not realise I could use carpet for that. That could be interesting as well. Interesting. There is no training or combat yet, but that will go about here, I think. We've got this huge gate, and that can take you out into an area where I think we could place down the combat camp. What kind of combat things have we got? I know we've got... What is it? We've got the Combat Academy to put down. We need to research that, which means we need the barracks first. We can put that down whenever. And there's an archery. Yep. Archery, Combat Academy, barracks. I think that's the main big 3. So that's going to be a big one once we get that down. Is that your texturing idea? This is just my way of getting down into the subway system, but most of our citizens do use these to go. I've got them littered around a lot of the place. But yep, citizen would get in. Let's maybe... Oh yeah, there's nothing to really power that, is there? I need to power it myself. Okay, this is going to stop. This is pointless. Yeah, give me this back. The citizens do use the rails. They do use the railway system here. It does take you to several stations that they can head up and around. I think it does go a fair distance through. Ooh, something's gone wrong there. Our agricultural district. Such a pain to make these, actually. Dead end. Because every time I make one, I need to come down and just fix the rails, especially if we have like a junction like this. Yep, they do use them. And they seem to be swapping sides as well whenever they want, so I don't really need to worry about forms of junction. I don't think there's anything much more exciting to them apart from that, I'm afraid. They just take you quite some distance here. This bit here takes you right up to where the cows and the sheep are, I think. Yep, we stop there. That's clearly a river that we have. And just around the way to the bottom. So this is what it's going to be like. It's going to be like a big spider nest almost whenever we get the rest of the colonies fixed up. I could do the railways to this place whenever. I'll just fix up the roads afterwards. I don't know. What do you think? Should the rails be underground for the industry district, or should the rails be on the top layer? Should we have rails on the surface or underground in the industry district, like we have the ones underground for the agricultural? I'm thinking above, purely because I'm lazy. I don't know. I think it works having them underground here, so that they've both got a path on top, and they've got a way to go underneath, should they wish. The only reason I'm thinking that is because the roads for the industry district are quite big. Well, what it would mean, depending on where it would meet up with the main plaza, is that yes, it would go underground to then above ground. It would almost be like a roller coaster, the way it would come out from it. I am thinking of putting them above ground. There's a rails decoration that we have just going into our forestry area, which is very simple, although I think this is a tunnel. But we could have something very similar. That's our upgraded chicken herder's hut, by the way, with all of our nice chickens that we hatched earlier on. But yes, we've got the kind of rails over here, and we could simply have something like that, which you see they do use. So easy enough for them to get around the colony like that. And it will be nice to have pretty much every building within the colony connected via rail. It'll just help the delivery system overall. You could have a bridge over them as well, so that you could have them going above. We've got some bridges that go over from the beginning of the Civic district into the actual Civic district, and let me head over to it quickly. I'm also very aware of the time as well, guys. I don't want to be streaming for too much longer here, so I'll show this off and I think we'll call it there, because I'm just getting into the point of talking about nonsense at the moment. So this bit here, I'm thinking whenever it comes to the rails, we will have rails come underground on this part here, and of course when we're on the other side we will have rails on that part there, but maybe we could have some exposed rail system going right under the bridge, just on top of the water. So it comes like out from under there, still technically underground at that point, and then rails right over the water to meet there. I wonder if that could work, because there is enough room that we could build underneath that to try it out. And you could be stood here and you could see them all on the rails going underneath the bridge. And then there would be no need for this bridge whatsoever, because everyone's using rails underneath it. Do you think they can use minecarts underwater? Well, there's an idea. Put it straight through the water. That could be interesting. Okay, right, I think that's going to do it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining us here for the tour of Heaven and Hell. It's actually been a lot longer of a stream than I thought it was going to be, but hopefully this has given a bit more of an idea of what I'm working with whenever I do the playthroughs here, and giving you a better idea of the kind of scale of the colonies that we've got. No seaport yet. I don't think we're going to be close enough to actually build one out. That's why we've just put the fishermen down here in the Civic district. The further away I am from the water, the less pirate raids, the better I feel. But I'm going to end things here, so thank you very much again for watching, guys. Right after this stream, there is going to be a new Heaven and Hell playthrough video out as well. So I think that's episode 38, 39, I'm not sure. But after I'm done the stream here, I'll release that video. But thank you again for watching, guys. I will try to do more live streams in the future as well. And also this coming week, there is going to be a special video out. Not sure when, but there will be a special video out on the channel at some point this week. So make sure that you check out that as well. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to end here. Bye bye.